How's it going, everybody? Damien back with another episode from Blue Collar here. We're going to be working on the tractor yet again, and we're going to be doing oils and stuff in it. I want to take some time here and show you guys everything that you should look at on this particular tractor for services and stuff. But before I go around and do that, I want to go ahead and start draining this oil underneath here. And while it's draining, I'll show you guys everything else. So without any further business, thank you guys for stopping by. We'll turn this around, get everything draining and moving forward. Alright, here we are, driver's side of the tractor. Here's the seat, just a comparison. And I've already loosened the bolt up under here and got everything set up. I went ahead and used a pipe wrench, adjusted it out. I would have used an adjustable wrench for this, but we actually didn't have one in this particular size, which is no big deal. Pipe wrench would make quick work of it anyways. So here's the oil drain plug right here. It's already ran pretty close to being out. Yeah, let's go ahead and pop this thing off. I was thinking of something to show you guys, but I forgot, so we'll figure it out in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this off of here, let it drain. And this is like 5 gallons of this stuff, so I'm gonna have to plug it back off, move this oil into a bucket that's somewhere on the other side of the tractor, and then keep draining it out. So okay, so this was pretty low. This is nowhere near 5 gallons of oil. But let me go over some of the things you guys would look into, like service wise. So right above this, there's your oil dipstick right here. You can check your oil, which it sets in there just like so. So you can't miss it. This right here is actually your fuel pump. This is where you're going to be putting the oil in at. Right here, that's your oil fill. This is the pump for, like, if you wanted to, say you broke some of these fuel lines loose, you'd manually pump fuel into it. This is your second and first stage fuel filters. This right here is going to be your battery box. Up front here, we've got the air intake, which feeds down in here to I forget what they call this. This is where you have oil in the bottom. It's like a little sediment oil bowl, and air goes in from the top. Things get trapped in this little mesh, and if they go through, they hit the oil, and then it pulls the rest of the clean air down the intake into the side of the motor up there. Here's our hydraulic fluid, which we've talked about before, and this is a hydraulic steering. So that's what this is going to be for your steering up here. Now, this right here, this little bolt here, is how you check the fluid steering. And basically you just pop this thing loose, and if fluid comes out of it and drains out, it's good to go. It's not dry. So that's how you test the steering part of that. And over here on this hydraulic tank, this right here is actually supposed to be a dipstick. Of course, mine's broken. What you do is you pop this loose and you pull it out, and a dipstick would come out and it would tell you where you're at hydraulic level wise. By the way, we've talked about this before. This is your little air box for cooling off your motor. Pop these off and check them, because yesterday I did mine and something was living in it. It had like a little nest or rat's nest or something with a bunch of nuts everywhere. If I didn't check that, it could have caught on fire, which is no bueno. Okay, another thing you can look into, let's see, this right here, this is actually your oil filter. So you take this nut off, it'd pull the housing, and then you have your little oil filter you can take out and clean the filament and stuff in there. What else do we got here? Let's go around to the rear of this thing. We got the rear axle grease and stuff, or I'm sorry, oil. It's like a 80 or 90 weight gear oil. You can test that by, popping that bolt out of there, and if it's full, oil will come out of it, and then it's almost just like you're checking like a brake hub or whatever, or anything like that with fluid in it. See, I did this one yesterday as well, and you can see all that oil. As soon as I popped it open, it'll start coming out. Basically what you're going to want to do, if it's coming out of there, screw it back in, you're good to go. If it's not coming out of there, come over here and show you guys where you actually put the oil in at, which is right here. You'll unscrew this puppy. Now this isn't just a cap, it actually has air going in it and through, so it doesn't build too much pressure in there, I assume, and do anything crazy with that. Mine was clogged up. Basically, you'll take this little plastic PVC thing off, it unscrews, and inside of it you can unscrew the bottom of it and pull out another filament and stuff like that, clean it that way. One thing that I didn't talk about last time on these pedals was this is a throttle pedal, and this is actually like a manual throttle for it. You see how that pedal's moving there? It's also a throttle as well. So I think that's about it. Services wise, you got fuel filters, oil itself, you can check them, hydraulics, basically transmission and everything else. So I think that's about it. Let me just go ahead and pull this out of here. We're going to pour that oil in here. We're going to use it later for something. And put that back on there. My wife's going to be bringing me some oil this afternoon. And we'll put it in there probably tomorrow. So we'll be good on oil. I'm not going to change the filter right now. We'll do it at another time. And we'll be doing hydraulic fluids soon. So we put this cap back on here, or the plug, and go from there. Alright, now that we got the oil and stuff taken care of and put way over that way in a bucket, there is something I wanted to talk to you guys about on the front of this tractor. That little steering hydraulic piece that I told you guys about. Not really sure how it works, but it's actually leaking. And I hope I don't trip over nothing here. I don't normally walk backwards. Right back over there. See that? Yeah, it's leaking. And I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys real quick, because we're going to have to take it apart at some point. So it'll wind up being before we put the hydraulic fluid in there, because I don't like being wasteful. Alright, let me turn it around. I'll show you what we're working with here. Okay, here we are. Now, the tractor's been around for a little while, and it's been worked on, okay? What I'm looking at here, not really sure. It's like the hydraulic pump for the steering, maybe, or maybe it brings fluid in and says, hey, turn that way, or turn that. I'm not really sure. But underneath here, you got all these bolts, and we're actually missing one right here, and then one on the exact opposite side right there. Now, I don't know if there's supposed to be something there. Couldn't really tell you. Never worked on this in my life. But what I do know is this right here on the flip side is leaking. And I wiped all this stuff down yesterday just to be sure, because I didn't want to put my hydraulic fluid in there that cost me $70 when it was still leaking. But if you look right here, I cleaned that yesterday. And it goes up to there. Okay, so back over that way, there's a leak. So, what does that mean for us? Well, that means in this, next week or so, we're going to be taking this puppy apart and trying to see if we can seal it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a seal, so I might have to make my own. Shouldn't be that hard. Hopefully not. I don't want to jinx myself, but look forward to that in the future, a future video. I have no idea what that part is, so I don't know what I'm going to call it, but we'll take care of that. This right now is just going over like general service. So once we get the oil put in there, I'm going to shut it off of that one, put this video out for you guys Friday, and then we'll work on this probably next week. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow we're going to go ahead and throw the oil in it. No big deal. I'll video that, and then there you go. Now you know some services stuff. I might even pop some of the stuff off that I showed you, just to show you. So, we'll see. Alright, we're back. It's been a few days, everybody. It was raining and, the weekend. But we got our oil, and I can't remember where we left off. Like I said, it's been a few days, but we're going to go ahead and get the oil put in that thing. So, we're going to walk in the shop here. We're going to go get a funnel and hope that little thing is the oil input, because if not, we're going to have a bigger problem. Okay? Let me get this funnel. Where are ya? See, that door ain't supposed to be open. It's actually broke. There you are. Which one well, we'll go with the blue one. These are kind of smaller funnels, but meh. whatever. This oil's awfully thick. It's a 1540. It's awfully thick, so might have a lovely time putting it in there, but we'll see. Ugh. Good Lord. They could make these lighter, but then I'd have to pay more, and I don't like paying more. All right, problem. Can you see it? Can you see the problem here? How are we gonna get there? How do we get to that? I don't know. All right, well, I went ahead and lifted the, see that 4 right there? It stands for 4-ton hood on this tractor. Of course, I'm stout enough to pick it up, and I took the cap off, but do you see the problem here? Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go try to find a bigger funnel maybe, or I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. We'll figure that out. Who knows? All right, new plan. When the little wire catch in there that keeps out all the debris doesn't fit down there because the funnel goes in at a weird angle, just throw it in a funnel like that and hope it works. Anyways, I think this is going to be good. We'll stand up here this way, pour the oil into that, and it should go down in there without leaking anything. So yeah, let's do that. Before I get too crazy, I'm going to go ahead and pull the dipstick out and keep it out so I know how much oil's in it. We'll check it periodically, okay? Just because when I pour it in there, I don't want it just getting all over the dipstick, even though it probably won't, but I'm going to do it anyways. Don't spill any of this. Change my bar location. Goodness. Okay, let's try this again. I knocked off the cap. This is going to take a minute. A good minute, probably. So, what are we going to do? Keep pouring. Okay. So, we're a little over full. So I don't know how well you can see that. It's right where my thumb is. A little over full, not too much to worry about, I don't think. And I'm just going to leave it at that. This didn't take nowhere near as much as this as I thought it would. We're probably right here on a 5-gallon jug, so not too bad. Let me get some of this stuff put back where it's supposed to be. Clean it up because I did drop the cap. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the change in oil. I am going to take that little air intake stuff off because it's got oil it needs going in. I'm going to go ahead and replace it. And yeah, that should be about it. Just cleaning some of the stuff up, you know. Hasn't been messed with in so long. So, put the dipstick back in here. Just like so. and move you guys over, and I'll start messing with the front just real quick. And all right, I'm just gonna be taking this funnel out of here and pretty much set it aside for now. It'll let some more oil out. I'll clean this off. This is that little basket that's supposed to catch all the debris. And I know it's going to be hard for you guys to see what I'm doing right here because I'm not messing with that air box yet, but it'll only take just a second. Here, I'll show you. This right here is what I'm cleaning up. And I'm going to put the cap back on. You guys just saw me clean that. And that's it for the oil right here. Clean some of this oil off. Of course, it's not going to hurt nothing, but whatever, you know, clean it, take care of it. Let me hop in here where you guys can actually see. I'm probably going to get in the way, you know, because that's how it is. But this thing's got 3 little tabs that you pull up. No. Slowly come undone. I've taken this off once before already just to look at it. But anyways, you get this portion, which is like the filter itself, the filament. You can clean all this stuff out. We'll clean that in a second. And then you have the oil that hasn't been changed in who knows how many years. And then you got a little wing nut in here too that you can undo. And yeah, I don't know, I haven't taken it apart yet, so put that there. Let's just unscrew too. What's going on there? Sure. Alright, and then we're going to take all this oil and dump it in our little oil dump thing and put more oil in it. So, yeah. So, we got this thing cleaned up, and I really just didn't show you guys because, well, it's pretty boring, I think. But we're going to go ahead and put some oil back in this, and I think you need just enough to fill up that little piece there. So we're going to put a decent amount of oil in here, nothing too crazy though, and put this back together, put it back in the tractor, and it should be fine. So you get your 5 gallons of oil, you put a little bit in there, I think probably 4 gallons or something around there, and then another, you know, quart or 2 for this, and you should be fine. Alright, I just wanted to show you guys, this isn't 100% level. Can you focus? Anyways, I put it in between the first and second rib there where you can see the oil. So it'll be setting right in between there. It's probably about a quart or so, like I said a minute ago. Nothing crazy. And then it'll drain out back behind in there. And basically all I'm going to do now is take this filter element. Now this side faces towards the bottom, just like so. Set it right in there. So when it intakes air, the air goes down, hits the oil, and then comes back up through this to filter it. I assume. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. That's what I think is happening. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put it back on here. I'm going to take a look under there real quick and make sure all this stuff looks pretty clean. And yeah, put it back on. And that should be it. Alright everybody. That's going to be it for this video. We put some oil in the air filter right there. Or oil bath filter, whatever you want to call it. And then we put some oil in the actual motor. I overfilled it a little bit. I'm not going to really be draining it out. We talked about that, I'm sure. Just going to leave it like it is. So, without any further crap, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys come in for the next one. Everybody that's subscribed and things like that, thank you guys for coming back. Everybody that's coming in for the first time, thank you guys for stopping in. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.